Welcome to Ouch. Was that a ghost? This podcast may contain graphic material, which some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Help me.
Now that we covered that, here's your host, Liss.
Welcome back to Ouch, Was That a Ghost? Today I have back again. I know you guys could never guess, but it's Natasha.
I know. Hi.
I wanted to go over ghost hunting equipment, and I know that you have so much experience in it, so you're going to be our ghost hunting equipment expert today.
Oh, I'm the Shmee.
Mm-hmm.
The Shmee.
And you have some on now. I know you keep a cat ball going, and I think you do a spirit box too, right? So if you hear comments throughout the episode, that's Natasha's ghosties talking to us.
Yep, they're not all my spirit or not all my cat balls are on, but I put enough on.
I love cat balls.
I don't know, but I just got really fucking nauseous, so we'll see how this goes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, means we got some visitors in the house.
Okay, so we'll see firsthand some ghost hunting equipment.
It literally just said house.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said we have some ghosts in the house, and it goes house.
So on the spirit box... Sad, did it say?
Yep, sad.
Okay. Do you have to put in the words that it uses?
So it's got a dictionary. So mine has a dictionary that's got over 1,500 words in it right now. The one that I use. A lot of people use the...
That you put in
No.
or that come in it?
I think I put maybe 10. It's like names that people don't normally use. Like my name's not used very often.
Mm-hmm.
So I added it. Or if it's like a nickname or cuss words don't come across, you got to add those. So...
Disrespect.
This is horror and disrespectful.
All right.
Awesome. Sorry, guys. I try to be respectful. I know curse words are probably disrespectful. It's probably what it is. But I add certain things in if it's like a nickname and stuff like that. Or if I know I'm going to a certain place and I know that the word's probably not used, sometimes I'll add it because you get words. It's almost like if you only have a limited dictionary, if you think about it, even a person, and you're trying to explain something to somebody, but you don't have the words to do it.
Yeah.
I look at it kind of like that. So I add words that aren't typically used, but are prominent to whatever I'm going to. So it's not like anything's predetermined in that sense because I'm physically putting it in.
How is that supposed to work, though, that the words come out of it?
So people have different things. So there's... It goes attitude.
Wow. I was just asking, gosh.
It thinks you're sassing them. You're like, how's that supposed to work? But some people use the ones that basically scan AM radio waves and in the static, and then words come across, essentially them talking through the static, and they're delivering the words that way. I was born with jacked up ears, so I can't understand. If there's any like background noise, I can't understand what they're saying. So I actually use GhostTube, which is an app that I have, and it actually does. I mean, you could put the static in if you want it, but I take it out so that I can understand it. And it'll actually pull the words up so you can read them as well as it telling you what it is. So that's the one I use. But I know everybody's kind of iffy because they're like, oh, well.
But how do the words get there?
Supposedly they talk through the box. They use the, I guess, energy and the channel to get it across, as opposed to like, coming up as a person, because that takes a lot of energy, I'm sure. But I mean, mine is, I know that a lot of, my dog's whimpering, it's storming out here, but a lot of people are like, oh, it's pre-recorded, and you ask certain questions, you get certain answers. Well, my thing is on mine, you can ship. Something keeps telling me about a ship. I don't know who it is, but I've had where I do not understand. The words to me mean nothing, but my guests have been in tears because whatever is talking, using me as like a conduit to get to them, are saying things that the guests understand. They don't mean anything to me. They seem, random, but they make sense because they're not talking to me. They're talking to my guests. Or I'll go places. This thing doesn't know what we're looking at. It doesn't know what I'm standing in front of and looking at or what I'm doing. It doesn't have any idea because I wasn't planning it. or talking about it. But the words that I've had, it's kind of like when my sensors go off and we ask questions. They're coherent conversations. If you like, sometimes they're a little random, and sometimes you pick up more than one at the time. Sometimes they talk to each other. So you're literally hearing like it almost sounds like a dispute that's not involving you at all.
I did think it was just randomized that the words would come out.
Well, a lot of people think that it's got some kind of thing that listens, and if you ask a question, it's going to give you a spooky answer because that's what you want. But the stuff that I get that comes across, I think it's how you use it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, I've had people like it's telling me something and I have no idea, but then it tells me who to talk to, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, someone's talking to me. Here's a name and here's what it's saying, and it wants to talk to you. And like people that like aren't even on the show, and they're like, what the hell did you even know that? I'm like, I don't know. They told me. It doesn't mean anything to me, but apparently it means something to you. So here you go.
Do you feel like the phone apps are as efficient as the real ones, like the spirit boxes that they sell?
I think that if you are using it, I guess properly wouldn't be the best way because there's more than one way to use it. I think depending on how you use it, I would say yes.
Properly? Like how?
Like I feel like older. uh like sometimes if you are asking a very vague and generic question, you're going to get a vague and generic answer and stuff like that. But sometimes it's like people are like, oh, well, it didn't answer a color or it didn't answer a number or whatever. It's like, well, maybe it doesn't want to fucking tell you about it, the color blue or whatever. It wants to talk to you about something else. So it doesn't seem like it's listening. But when you go to find out, like I had one, I went to a cemetery, impromptu, no idea. And literally it was like giving me directions. And after I followed the directions, it was seriously like it sat me down next to a kid's grave. And it was like, sit with me.
Oh,
Do you want to play? Like it was words that sounded like a kid was saying. And this thing has no idea that I'm standing in front of a grave. I was literally walking around the graveyard, and it led me. It was like a tree. So I went to the tree, and next to the tree was a little kid's grave.
oh my gosh.
And then it was talking like that. So there's no way that this thing would know that. But if I'm like, oh, did you die here? Like, you know what I mean? Are you buried here? There's like 50 people here.
Yeah.
Or hundreds of people here. I feel like it's all about how you use it more so than what does it do in some cases. In some cases, you get information that's not good information depending on what you're using. Because two, if you've got, say, a baby monitor or I'm good. How are you? If you're near a highway or an interstate or whatever, you can pick up the signals from somebody driving by or somebody talking in a monitor or on their cell phone. You can pick those up. So it's hard because a lot of people don't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes they're like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. It's not working. Well, maybe it's working. You just picked up something that doesn't make sense because it was a radio or something of that nature.
Because not for you.
Yeah.
So besides the spirit box, what are like your favorite ghost hunting equipment to bring if you were going to go to?
Oh. This is message for you. I don't know if it's me or you, but message for you. My favorite are the cat balls. Because to me, in the right circumstance.
So the cat balls themselves are little balls.
Yeah, they're literally cat toys. You hit a button and they light up when you first turn them on because it's just telling you that it's on. And then it goes just blank. It's just the ball sitting there. You have to physically move it or touch it or whatever to get it to light up again. So it's not like a REM pod or an EMF reader where you could accidentally pick up something walking by like a cell phone or something, batteries or a flashlight or whatever else you're using can't trip a cat ball. You have to physically touch it to have it work. Sometimes. It goes sometimes.
So it has to have movement to give you any type of notification that something's there.
I wish your people could see this. All right. Oh, let me put it in front of my camera here because I want to show you. Yet again. Yes,
yeah,
I know.
It looks like an arcade
toy.
toy, doesn't it? Like when you had your tickets at the end of a day, that's something you'd pick up.
Yep, exactly. But see, look, I had to move it around until it jiggled in my hand to get it to move. Here, let's see if I can do it this way. I got to try not to shake. if it'll stop. The other day I had one solid 3 minutes with somebody. Like, I mean, it was just going and going and going. It was insane.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you can turn off now. Wound?
I'm sorry, you were talking about those. I just wanted an
See?
explanation of what it was so people listening that
This
don't
is what
know.
I'm talking about. I am literally moving it side to side, but because I'm not turning it to trip it, it wasn't going off.
That's crazy.
But those are the ones that I like. And I actually have a lot that's their method. I mean, sometimes they don't talk at all in the spirit box and they push the ball or, light up the EMF reader or, and I keep them separate. So just be very aware of what equipment is where.
So the EMF reader
is my number one
that's
thing.
your favorite?
Cat balls are my favorite. The EMF reader.
So EMF, those
It's
are
lost, whatever it is.
electromagnetic field readers. So it measures electromagnetic fields, which are like energy waves.
And they go, well, there's different ones. Some are like flash, flash, flash. The one I have is like a meter. It goes from green, which is nothing, all the way to red, like it's hopping.
And these can measure natural, like sunlight or the Earth's magnetic field, or unnatural, like electronic, cell phones, routers, or other power sources. And that's what you're saying that people should be aware to avoid.
Yes. And that's like, now granted, what I think is funny is sometimes I will physically touch my EMF reader and I can set it off. But remember me telling you that I'm weird and I emit some kind of, like other people have told me they feel it whenever they touch me. It's
That's
weird.
odd.
But it is odd, but it's just pathetic. I know. But I can touch it sometimes and set it off. But it is very much, you need to be aware of what's around it. Don't walk in. So like if you set, thank you, it says absolutely. If you set a cat ball next to it, I mean, the cat ball's not lighting up until it triggers, but when it triggers, it might trigger your EMF reader, making you think that there's two things there, but it's only one. Or if you put a REM pod or one of those music boxes or anything else next to it, just be aware that it can pick up on that. So that way you're not misinterpreting information that's not real information, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does. That's what I was going to ask about. What I wanted to talk about was the music box. I don't know, like, any of these.
I
equipment.
want one so bad.
So what exactly is it and how does it work?
It's kind of similar to like an EMF reader, only like when it wants to interact, they can trigger it and it plays music. Like it sounds like a little jewelry box.
Yeah, that's so much creepier than an EMF reader.
Yeah, so it plays, which the music, but you got to think, to me, every spirit's different, right? So you have some old, some young, some were forever ago, some are more recent, some are boys, some are girls, some are this, some are that. And that's why, like Parapuppy, that's why I made Parapuppy, was for either older women that used to make things just like that and little kids, because you're going to get more action from, say, a cat ball or like Parapuppy than you will from a REM pod if it's a kid. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I feel like different things maybe trigger different ones, or they're more interested in communicating through a different means. And a jewelry box, it says, let me show you.
So the jewelry box,
I don't have a jewelry box.
Is it, my gosh, my brain, I just had a coffee too. Is it, if it was like, a magnetic thing or motion or heat or what triggered it?
I'm pretty sure that one is a motion thing. One thing I was wanting to look at. So I get a lot of equipment. Oh my God, I love these guys. I met them at an event. It's Ghost Stop.
Ghost Stop.
And they just made this new piece of equipment. I'm hurting. I want to come. That's not even gonna go there. So they made this bell. They call it a dead bell. And let me click on it here. So essentially it, instead of playing like music, it dings like a hotel bell. Just like ting, you know what I'm talking about? Like those round ones that you see at like old gas stations and shit.
Yep.
And it's, it says vintage style hotel bell. And let me see here. I want to see the bell that rings with EMF energy or touch. So either it can emit enough energy to set it off, or it can physically touch it to ding it. So it does different things. But it's not And they have some that are hot and cold. So they always say when there's a spirit around, you get that cold air, right, that passes through. And you can have things that go off because the air, they get a blast of cold air all of a sudden, or it'll tell you the temperature or whatever, so that you can kind of gauge where you're going if there's something around you.
I just looked up the dead bell. That's kind of badass. I want that.
It's badass. Oh my God, they did such a great job. I want one so
It
bad.
looks like it's from like a 1940s motel, you know, where there's a serial killer living there, luring people in.
Yeah, I'm getting very much. Help me out here. The guy that had the murder hotel.
The Stanley Hotel.
H.H. Holmes.
Oh, H.H. Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like I said, some trigger by temperature, some trigger by physical touch, some do motion sense, some do like the EMF where it does like that magnetic field type thing. Like there's all these different pieces of equipment that you can use. And one of the ones that I thought was cool, but I haven't used it yet, is it's essentially a trail of lights that you set on the floor. And
so it's like the movie theater lights?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Some of them are wider and a little thick. But it's the same thing as like a cat ball, only instead of it touching it, you can just like walk next to it. So you know, sometimes you're like, oh, can you walk down the line? And like they'll light up as it's like it's going down the line, or it'll go halfway down, or it'll go back and forth. It's pretty crazy. We used it when I was at Ashmore Estates. It was pretty awesome.
So you can do like a sobriety test to a ghost? The REM pod. Now, what is that?
So I feel. Oh, okay. Apparently, I upset it, but that one I haven't used. But it's similar to like I said, you can wave your hand. Like you could just be a regular person, turn it on, and you can like wave your hand around it, because we all as people, some more than others, but we all emit something, right? And so you can wipe your hand or put your phone next to it. It's kind of like an EMF meter, but it works like 360.
Okay, and most of them that I've seen are like
and it'll light up, and they have some that do temperatures. I love how, did you see it? It flickered.
Oh, the cat ball? No.
No, this did. My EMF meter flickered.
Like, hi, I'm here.
But yeah, it's like you can hover things around it, but that's another one that you have to be very, very, very cautious about what is around it, because the range is much wider and it's in all directions. But they do make some too where it will get triggered by like I said, the temperature. So when it gets cold, it'll trip it. But if there's movement around it, it'll also trip it. It's just, I'm always very cautious. I think the idea is awesome, and it definitely gets your attention, like draws your attention while you're investigating. But I feel like if I were to pick one that I feel has the most chance, like the higher chance of setting off by mistake, it will be the REM pod. Would be my personal opinion.
So that's a no-go.
But a lot of people like them because, like I said, they're very bright. They can make loud noises. They can get your attention. Like if you're investigating and say you're at a it's a hard time. Yes, it is a hard time. You're in a building with multiple floors and it's just you. You know the people that are with you. Nobody's on. Like you could set it on the floor, like the first story, and say you're investigating the second story. You're probably not going to set it off on your own because you're far enough away from it that you're not going to interfere. So if that thing, you hear it beeping on the first floor, you know that it is not you. In that sense, it's awesome. But I would just be nervous if there's other people walking around that you don't have tabs on. It would be, I feel like it'd be a little less, like I would be more skeptical because I wouldn't know if somebody walked by it, if somebody got close to it. I don't know how far it reaches. I wanted one just to experiment with it, but they're a little pricey. It says in the past.
Oh, they are? They look so cheap. They look like little, like extended cans of tuna.
I think they're like a couple $100.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let me see if I can find one on here. This is actually one of the places that I think has like the cheapest stuff, but it works great. $190.
Oh.
Yeah. And this one says, let's see here. Piece of equipment, like I said, so this one changes in ambient temperature. So you can kind of do that as well. And it just basically says it's a telescopic antenna to radiate its own independent EMF around the instrument. The field is easily influenced by materials and objects that conduct electricity. So like I said, it's very temperamental. So be very aware of where you're placing it. It says, as the energy from the potential paranormal entity influences the field, there are 4 lights that are activated, and they can basically engage. You can ask it in combination. So you can do, depending on proximity, strength, and the distortion of the EMF field. So if something walks up to it, it's going to trip its own field. It's kind of like like when you keep your dog, you bury the perimeter fence.
Yep.
And so when something crosses that line, it trips it. So it's like a little security system.
All right.
But they do have some with temperature. So this one in particular has it. So red's warmer, blue's colder. And it's got automatic switches and stuff and baseline stuff. So you can set the baseline of where it's at. So it's not like, oh, it's not 60 degrees, so it's going to go crazy. You can program it when you're there on the fly. So if it's cold in the building that you're in, you can create that baseline and then it would go from adjustments from there. It says they're visiting us. Thank you.
Not me. Visit Natasha.
But
yep.
yeah, I know. It's probably me anyway. Energy. Yes, I know. But it says that it can be engaged in any order or combination depending on the 3 different things that I talked about. So it's something that it is a little bit more functional as far as it does more things, but it just makes me nervous with the whole, it could be tripped by multiple things that are not intending to.
Yeah, like there's way too much room for error in it.
Yeah. But a lot of people really like them. I've just never personally used one to know whether or not it's how accurate or how functioning it could be.
I like how you said it though, like if it's on another floor or if you're like investigating like a large jail cell or something, like one of those old whatever, and you have it on the other side. I think it's great.
Yeah,
for
or you're in a building. Yeah, you're in a building that doesn't have electricity. Yes, we are recording.
Yeah.
Because are you recording?
Having no electricity or the electricity cut off, definitely. Have you ever used the probably gonna butcher it.
I know what you're gonna say. The dowsing rods?
No, I want to talk about those too, but the Kinect cameras, the ones that like, I think those are the ones.
Like a GoPro?
The cameras that is that the one that it is? That it like if you go by the cemetery, you'd see some people see like people body shape, but looks like a stick figure moving.
Oh, the little sticks. Yeah. So that's actually part of this ghost tube thing that I have. It has one that does that. Every now and then I've played with it.
Is that the Kinect camera?
I don't know. It's just part of Ghost Tube. There's a section that's I think it's called SLS.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, it's like this. See how is it like it almost made a person by
go
there you
over
go.
a little bit. I can't see it. The phone. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
But this is exactly why I don't usually use it.
Oh, anything that's in that shape, it just grabs.
Like if it looks like a person, it's going to show up like a person. Now, there have been times where it's been used. Like with me, somebody else was walking around with it on their phone and it shows like my box was going crazy next to me. My ghost tube was. So the spirit box is going nuts and it looked like something was sitting in the seat across from me on the table while I was working.
Eek.
But there was the seat was empty. There was nothing that could have looked like a person. It was really weird. But sometimes it does get tripped a lot. Again, it looks a lot like a person, so it's going to register as a person. Even if it's just a shadow that's a little darker than everything else, it's still going to pick up on that. So be very cautious. But if you're like out in like a cemetery or in a prison where there's nothing in the room except like a bed and a toilet, you know, that if something shows up on there, I would pay more attention to that. But if you're in a crowded place, it's kind of like when people say that they can look at a piece of wood or a wall or a ceiling and they see a face in it. Like, I feel like it's kind of like that. It looks for it.
When I was a kid, my father used to have this piece of wood in the basement that was leaning against the house. And at night, whenever I went down, I always thought it was a mummy. And it took me years to realize that it was that piece of wood that was scaring me every night.
It goes nightmare.
I was petrified of it. And actually, my brother Mike made up this character, Super Fat Man, to go downstairs with me to do the laundry. Because my brother was so skinny, he'd stick a pillow under his shirt and be Super Fat Man. So he'd protect me when we went downstairs.
That's funny. It says you're funny.
Oh, thank you.
You're funny. But yeah, I feel like again, it's one of those things that if you use it correctly, I think that it could give you good information, but you have to be very careful because like I said, like I just showed you, I've got stuffed animals behind me and it was telling me those were people. Change. What are we changing? I don't know, we're changing something.
So On that, how do you feel about the thermal cameras, and can you explain those? I'm just putting you on the hot seat today.
Yeah, I know, right? I've not used a thermal camera. And again, I think it depends on, it goes, okay. It depends on where it is and how you're using it. Again, if you're at a place, say it's, okay, when I did Ashmore Estates, it was in like November, December in a
Mhm.
building with no freaking heat, no anything. There were no plug-in heaters. There was no electricity at all anywhere in the facility. There were no gas, propane heaters, nothing. It was freaking cold in there. If I was in there and I was watching with a camera and something warm showed up, I would have been like, holy cannolis. Because it's not in an area, because you got to think naturally, depending on time of day, what are your surrounding like? Maybe there's air pockets that heat up during the day and they get released at night. You know what I mean? You don't know. You'd have to check the facility. But I've had stuff where I'm literally standing there, no air is on, nothing's happening. And then I feel like it feels like cold wind, like it's just whipping by me. And it like gives me goosebumps and chill, like the whole nine. But I'm in a place that, again, has no air, no fans, no nothing. So that air could not have been provided for me. It just happened. So I feel like heat, like thermal wouldn't be ideal if in theory they show up and it's cold. Oh, did you see it?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
It was going off. We got agreements. So
So, situational, it works, or could work.
I feel like if you're using it for like a ghost hunt, I'm not sure why you would take a thermal camera. I mean, I guess if it's thermal, you could still see the cold patches, right? Where it's colder.
I'm not sure.
I'd imagine. I'm not really sure how those ones work, so I can't 100% give an answer for that one. Um, Now, if there was something that looked like a person or a figure that was a different color that walked in front of it, I'd be like, holy cannolis. But if it's just like an orb flying by, like, or, coming up from the ground or whatever, I feel like I'd be a little more skeptical because I'd be wanting to know what's below me. How hot was it today? How cold was it today? Like, there's a lot of factors to put in,
Mhm.
but I feel like it could give some good data.
Alright. And have you used dowsing rods before?
Yes. So I've actually not like even more so. I mean, we used them at some ghost hunts. So again, Ashmore States, we used them. I believe at Ohio State, we used them. And essentially, the things can move, right? So generally, you hold the two rods. They usually like to use copper, is probably the best bet. And basically, you're holding cannulas. Oh my God, that is so weird word. I don't know where that word came from. Uh, Sheath. Okay, that's not a good one either. You're holding the sticks, right? And you're holding something where the sticks can move. It's not like you're holding solid sticks. They're like hollow, so the bars go into it. So the bars can move if something moves it.
So it's like an L shape kind of, and you're holding the shorter part of the L.
Yes. Think of like ant antennas, only you're holding the part that goes into the head.
Mhm.
Okay. I figure I'll go with something. So one of these things will work.
Mhm.
But essentially, it can follow like the energy and stuff like that. And people will actually use these to find where to stick a well, like in the ground. They will follow the water. It can
Mhm.
find water underground and it'll lead you to like a well.
Like in Coraline. Got excited.
Exactly. It's exactly it. So it can lead you that way. And I've had people that, when we used it, you didn't even say it out loud. You literally in your mind just thought of a question. And it did. It moved. Like I thought of a question and it would answer yes or no. And I asked some questions in my head and it got all of them
But
right.
how does the dowsing rod answer you if it's just
So
pointing?
a lot of times it'll be straight. So you could say go back to straight.
Mhm.
And you can say, outside is yes, crossing is no, or whatever direction you want to go. So it's like,
Oh, gotcha.
is my name Natasha? And they would cross.
They'd say, "No, it's Natasha."
And then say go, yeah, no, it's Natty. But like you could say go back to base and it would move back to where the beginning was. It's like, no, we got a new question, go back.
Oh, wow.
And it would go back straight. And then I would ask a question like, is my hair brown? And it would go out like, no. And then I'm like, okay, bring it back. And it would bring it back. It was bizarre. And from what I've gathered, people have been using dowsing rods for a very, very long time. in some form.
Mm-hmm.
It's technically considered a form of divination. And so, again, you ask the questions, you can use it to find water, you can use it. There are a lot of uses for it that are pretty freaking accurate. And if these people are using them to locate a well, just using the energy from water under the ground, I mean, the only thing would be whether or not these things can hear what you're saying. That's what blew my mind, was I could think of a question and not ask it out loud, and it knew the answer.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Multiple times. Even my mom, when she was with me, and she's very much skeptical of everything. And she was even like, it was creeping her out because it was getting the questions right. And she was like, that was so weird. So I know a lot of people like them, but if you do use them, I would stick to copper. You can get different ones, but I feel like copper, even if you ask anybody who's ever used them, if they use them a lot, they really like the copper ones more than the other stuff. I think it does better as far as conducting and being able to use more energy more efficiently.
All right. And
That sounded pretty scientific, didn't it?
It did.
It did. Ha ha.
What other equipment have you used?
So I do got to tell you this joke because I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
When I was introduced to cat ball, this lady had a bunch of them. She had 4 or 5 of them in a bag, and she would lay them flat, and she'd be like, light up 3 of them or 2 of them or 1 of, you know what I mean? Like different ones. And she forgot it in a room. She's like, hold on, I got to go get my ball sack. And we all just lost it. So that was funny. I just like to share that story because it makes me laugh. But yeah, we've used the music box. I use Parapuppy all the time, and I use cat balls in him too. One thing I've wanted to use, but I've not done it yet, is I want to get a Bluetooth speaker. I would have to lose the EMF reader if I use it, but I want to either put the speaker in his nose or on his chest where the EMF meter goes. So that way, if something walks up, maybe it doesn't want to talk to me if I'm holding the spirit box. It's impossible. Maybe like it might not want to hear, like get close to me to talk, right? So if I put it in Parapuppy and set him down, maybe they'll be more apt to go up to it and talk to it. You know what I mean?
And the Bluetooth is just...
I'd be able to hear the speaker. It would just be essentially, I could set the phone in him so something could talk in the phone, but I'm holding, I guess it'd be the opposite. I'd be holding the speaker.
Okay.
So as it's talking to Parapuppy, I would be able to hear it. Kind of like a walkie-talkie.
All right.
a one-way walkie-talkie. So then I'd be interested to know, like, if it is something, like I could go to the second story and have that speaker, as long as it can pair to my phone and the phone is in Parapuppy, then it could talk to it and I could hear it. Because sometimes, like I said, I think they're a little shy. They might not come out and say anything while you're sitting there, but maybe they will whenever you're not around.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've considered doing. But I've used the string lights, but the string lights, I didn't have a lot of activity.
I just got super hot. What did it just say?
It literally just sounded like something popped right next to me. It scared the fuck out of me. It says, in danger, the grave.
Oh, cool.
And like, it literally just sounded like something popped right next to me. And there's nothing, it's a wall. That's all that's here. It's just a wall.
Yeah.
To the outside.
Eek.
45. I don't know what that means.
All right.
What have you used? What have you used in your hunts?
I haven't used anything.
My EMF reader went off and that wasn't me.
I'm too afraid to
38.
because when they communicate, they don't stop. So I just haven't.
Take precautions. I know everybody's kind of controversial on sage, but I always take sage. I put crystals in my pockets. When I say I sage, I mean, I sage me, I sage my car, and I have crystals in my pocket. And I'm like, dude, like protection stuff, make sure it's separated. And I'm very clear. You have to stay. You cannot come with me. You don't belong here.
So I am just too afraid to tempt anything that I am not super knowledgeable about. But of course, I'm too curious. So when I have gone to haunted houses, I can not know anything about it, stand in a room, and I can be like, oh, there's a guy that looks like this, this, this. I can't physically see him, like visually, but I can see him in my head, like what he looks like and what he is and if they're good and bad. But
okay, that sounded like good in bed.
No, but I
was like, okay.
And I usually just tell them, don't communicate with me, because I'm just too afraid, because I don't know how to cleanse. I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
I just laugh because you were just started talking and it goes, excuse me. I'm like, excuse me. Garden.
But I
don't know what it's a garden.
do want to start doing some ghosty hunts.
I mean, some people take like a crap ton of equipment. I don't take a whole lot, but then again, like we've already established, I don't need. They flock to me.
But that's what I was
That's just
gonna
how-
do. I was gonna say we should make a backpack.
Yeah.
And you only get so
Backpack,
many
backpack.
pieces of equipment that you can bring or items that you could bring.
Okay.
So is 8 too little? No, 8 should be plenty. You get 8 items.
Oh, that's
What would
plenty.
you pack?
Are cat balls considered individual items?
No, we'll count that as like if you have 4 of them, it's still 1.
It goes, I'm not sure. So I would definitely take Parapuppy,
Okay.
and I would take the.
So my listeners
like-
probably have no idea what Parapuppy is. Parapuppy is this
Oh.
cute little dog that Natasha makes because she can figure out how to crochet and knit, unlike me.
I'm an old lady.
I try. My aunt even showed me and went over it, but every time, like the first stitch, I'll get far, and then the whole thing just, like, I don't know. I'm not
Oh.
closing or doing something right.
Yeah, it's with him. It's a lot of circles and counting. You just got to keep track of where you're at. That's the hard part. And I can make them big. I can make them small. I can, do whatever. I can make them different sizes. Mine's pretty. It's like a typical. It's a little, maybe a little bigger than a typical teddy bear.
And then you put cat balls either in his mouth.
Yeah. So I can put holes in it on either one. So I can make as many holes as I want. But I always put one in the nose. So I do them in different colors, and there's a light color and then a dark color. And I always do light colors on the paws and on the nose because mine has pockets in all of them. So I can fit the cat ball inside the different, like the arms and the feet, and then in his nose. So if something wants to touch it, it can. And I've had it happen. Like I took it to a graveyard and about myself. Like that is probably because we kept getting stuff on the spirit box. And again, we found this little thing by a tree. It was a little kid by himself. There was no other graves around him. It was really sad. And all of a sudden it was like, your hand. It kept talking about my hand. Like it was holding my hand while we were walking. And then it kept saying a hug, like it wanted a hug. So I set Parapuppy on this wall and we're recording the whole time. And I'm like, okay, you can hug it if you want to. And I shit you not, the hands lit up. Like it was hugging. I mean, right. Yeah, it was crazy. It says, please come back.
I love little kids ghosts,
totally crazy.
but they're scary too because they could be something else pretending to be a little kid.
Yep. So always be cautious and always be safe. It's just, I always get a lot of activity with Parapuppy. That's why, I'm glad I made him.
Yep.
And he works fantastic. And then I made one for Beyond the Shadows. And Scott took it to the Conjuring House. And I guess had activity with his at the Conjuring House.
Wow.
So everybody that uses them seems to work for them. And mine works like crazy. But yeah, you can put whatever you want in there. If you want to put a speaker or a cat ball, like I have an EMF reader like in his chest so that I can see it going off and on. It's the little pocket, just hangs out the little pocket so you can read it. But yeah, you can put whatever you want in it. I mean, what do you think?
So you have cat balls and Parapuppy so far.
Okay, so cat balls, Parapuppy. I would take an EMF for Parapuppy's pocket.
Okay.
Spirit box. Or my phone, same thing. I would really like a music box. And I would love to use the trail of lights because you can use it to light up different sections. So like if it's long enough, you could set things in front of it. That's what I would want to use it for, set things in front of each light. So instead of it being like walking a trail and back, which, sobriety testing it, I would want to put different items in front of it and say, light up the one next to what you want or what you like and see if it does it. That would be my thing. And obviously everybody wants a camera.
Okay.
So
you get one more.
I think 8's more than enough. 8's like, see, that's the thing is I'm out of things that I really want to use. Ooh, one thing I've wanted to try are those grid lights. Have you seen those?
No.
Okay. So you know how, when I was a kid, you'd have the little projector. So you'd set the little thing in your bedroom on your nightstand and it would project like waterfall or dolphins or whatever on your ceiling.
Yep.
Okay. It's kind of like that. So you set it in the middle of a room, but it does like laser grid lines. So you just have a bunch of squares all over. So if something walks in front of it's going to distort those grid lines and you'll see something walking across or moving or whatever. I've wanted to try those, but I've never actually seen one in use or used one myself.
So
But
it's
it
like
would
one
be
of those movie, diamond in the middle of the room of the museum, light, like red lights
yeah,
flying
this thing's
everywhere
like
type thing.
the ones I've seen, it looks like almost like a baby disco ball. Like it's round, it's like an orb that you stick in the middle and it projects the grid lines all throughout the room, like whole 360, which I think is awesome because then you can point a camera in every direction and see if something passes in front of the grid lights. It would distort it. So if you have something in front of it, it's not going to be the flat lines. It's going to be kind of bowed out because you're still getting, like if somebody walks in front of the movie theater screen, you still see the movie, but it looks funny because you're like, there's someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause then like that one part of the movie looks weird because it's reflecting off of their shirt or whatever. So I would be, I mean, again, always be, I always tell people, just be skeptical. I mean, with me, when something happens with me, I really try to make sure, like, was I with anyone? What was going on? Could like my wall, could my dog have snuck into the studio? Nope, he's in his kennel. So whatever's happening behind me, he couldn't bump into the wall because he's not here.
Yep.
And then sometimes I do it as like coherency, like with the spirit box. Was it being coherent? Could it answer questions? Was it similar answers? Because sometimes if it's like purple, cactus, bubblegum, you're like, wait, what? Like it's probably not anything talking to you specifically. You might just be catching other words. So, but sometimes it'll be cart, wheel, horse, whatever. And things that are similar and dining. Thank you.
All right.
Dining. But I feel like just be skeptical, but not too skeptical. It's very much so. A little skepticism is good because you don't necklace. There's my necklace. It's my witchy necklace.
I love it. All right. So my backpack, I'm packing flashlights.
Okay.
That's my number one.
Oh, I didn't think about a flashlight.
And I want two-way radios if I'm there with somebody else.
Oh, walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Well, but would your because the walkie-talkie have radio waves and electric. So would your walkie-talkie trip something?
Yeah. Well, we'd keep them
You're
off
welcome.
unless for emergencies. I know, even just being on though.
Okay.
I'd still bring them and just.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd account for it though.
Well, you can test it, see if it makes a difference.
And then I'd bring
Okay.
definitely the camera, like you said.
Mhm.
I would like to bring a digital recorder too. So if I catch anything audio, just that. Like I can keep that running constantly and it won't use as much battery. That's 4.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So
unless there's something around, then it's going to drain your battery. Extra batteries. I want to add that to my list. I had one other option, extra batteries.
that's a really good call. I definitely want a spirit box and an EMF reader. Probably a pen and paper too, right?
Is that 8? I don't use those. I have recording.
Oh,
stuff.
no,
Like
I
when
don't
I'm
even need it
recording,
if I have the recording device. I don't need pen and paper. I'm not taking up space with that.
yeah. And what I'll do is because some people take it and they make notes about something. But what I always encourage people again, if you're recording and you have other people, make sure you prompt them. If you bump into something, say, "Oh, that was me. Oh, like I bumped it. Oh, I said this. Oh, I sneezed. Oh, yeah." So that way, when you hear it in the recording, because like I'll do that with my videos sometimes. I'll back up and hit the wall, and the light goes off, and I'm like, "Oh, that was me." I actually just did it a second ago. Whenever I went to get out, I was like, "Oh, that's me." Like, don't be alarmed.
All right, so how many do I have left? Flashlight, radio, camera,
EMF reader.
EMF reader, recorder, spirit box. I'm at 6.
So you have 2 more.
Yeah, so I would bring. I know you don't really care for it, but I would love to have the thermal camera and the stick figure thing.
Okay. I mean, it depends. If I was going to certain places, I would use. So that's the thing. Is my phone has all of it. It could be a spirit box. It could do the stick figures. It's got those. So it would depend on where I'm at. If I was going to say a prison and I was going where I know there wasn't any people or things that looked like people, I would definitely use a stick figure at some point while I was
I just
there.
want to see it going off. Like imagine if you open a
Oh, I wish-
closet and then just in the closet you see this little thing in the corner.
Ugh.
but at the same time.
Yes, very much so. I was like, on one hand, it's just the jump scare. Like, I'd rather know that they're coming instead of it just be a boo.
Or something on the ceiling, just there.
Oh my God. Oh, I just had like, that is, nope. I just had like Shadow Man like crawling on the ceiling. No, thank you. I would rather not and say we did.
Oh, you have an extra spot.
Anything on the
you can
ceiling?
bring some sage.
Oh, yeah. Throw some sage, bitches. See, that's
I
good
can't
thinking.
fit it because I want to see the stick people.
Well, maybe you could lose a flashlight. Because are you going to have your phone?
Yeah, but what if the battery goes on the phone? What if there's so many places that drain your phone battery.
And you can do, you know what? That's the other thing. You can do the flashlight thing, communication. Have you
Yeah.
seen that?
The touch.
Where you unscrew the light?
Yeah, and somebody can go over and touch
I
it.
haven't figured out. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to get it just right. Like, it either doesn't work at all or I can't get it to turn off. I haven't figured it out, but I know a lot of people like to use it. But I have no idea.
Yeah, we got to plan a good little hunt for us.
We do. What's in between us? We got to figure out what's between us.
Something that's like pretty active.
One time I Googled it, but I can't remember where it was at. I feel like it was Pennsylvania was in between us, right?
Ooh, Gettysburg?
Ooh, I've not done Gettysburg yet.
That'd be fun.
I could bring my... Ready? We are now at a new phase. Ready? My boyfriend.
Ooh,
Right?
Natasha and boyfriend sitting in a tree.
It goes undoubtedly.
Stairs.
Oh, downstairs. Oh,
Wow.
well then. Hi. Actually, so I can tell you right now, I have a box right now loaded for a ghost hunt.
Oh, you do?
I always have it in my cabinet. It's got a spirit box and a microphone, like a
Microphone?
little plug with one of these little fuzzy, with a little fuzzy thing on it, to drown out whatever. So I have that. I've got extra batteries for everything. I have a temperature sensor in there. I don't have enough room for cat balls because I keep them in Parapuppies. So, but it's got a GoPro camera in it. Well, it's got a camera. I need to get the infrared box that goes underneath it, but I'm broke, bitch. But I've got a camera, or it's a recorder. I've got a voice recorder. Like, I've got all kinds of stuff in my little box. It's like a little plastic black box. Disgusting. That's not nice.
Lisa going after you today and not me.
Yeah, they're hating on me. What about night vision?
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about night vision. I feel like night vision is only for people that want to. I hate when people record their own face. Like, they do the ghost hunt and they're just like,
Listen,
hello. It says hello.
I
Hello.
hated the Blair Witch Project for that alone. I couldn't get through that movie. It was right on their faces and just showing boogers come down their nose. It was gross.
Yeah, it's just
It wasn't scary. It was gross.
no one wants to see what your face looks like because you can fake it. I want to see what you're seeing. I don't care about looking up your freaking nose.
Agreed. We don't need to see nose hair. We don't need to see boogers. We're fine without that.
Yeah, or like when they're like eyes are all, their eyes are all scary or whatever. It's like, dude, like, why are your eyes like? I want to see what's making you react that way. I don't want to see your face. They do it a lot for Bigfoot hunting too. I've noticed. But yeah, next time you're out, make sure that you safety first, be aware of your surroundings, put into consideration, and have a little bit of skepticism.
Perfectly said. Well, thank you, the ghost hunting expert, Natasha.
Sure. The shmee of spiritual stuff, right?
Absolutely. Well, you've used it all before, so you're more of an expert than I. But
well, we'll get you going. Baby steps.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on, as always.
Thanks for having me.
And if you want to check out Natasha, you can, I'll throw her link tree right in the show notes. So you can just click away and go listen to her or check her out on social media or wherever. Well, thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Till next time. Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for listening. If you need more content or just want to help support the podcast, head on over to patreon.com and search Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you need some schnazzy merch, you can find it at crowdmade.com by searching Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you have a story you'd like to share, you can email it to ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and all the other social media platforms under Ouch, Was That a Ghost?
Help me.
All links can also be found on ouchwasthataghost.com.